Are you ready to hear one of the funniest private investigator surveillance stories ever? Well, hang on. In just a few seconds, I will tell you about one of the times I got pulled over by the cops while out on mobile surveillance. Welcome to the PI Guy, tips, tricks, and advice for professional private investigators just like you. My name is John Morris. I am a licensed professional private investigator here in Colorado. Now, one of the worst nightmares for a surveillance investigator is getting pulled over while conducting mobile surveillance. There are many challenges while doing a follow, and trying to keep up with your subject has to be one of the biggest ones. You're constantly worried about losing your target, getting burned by your target, getting into an accident, and getting a ticket. I have discovered that the vast majority of people I am surveilling have no desire to drive the speed limit, utilize turn signals, or otherwise drive in a fully predictable and safe manner. This leaves me with little to no choice at times but to have to speed a little to catch up or shorten that gap, and in other words, not lose my subject. Now, I am going to tell you about one, yes, I did say one of the times I got pulled over by the police while on mobile surveillance. First, go down, hit that thumbs up, and hit that subscribe button for me really quick to show your support for the PI Guy channel. I was out on a routine workers' compensation surveillance. Nothing special, nothing dangerous. The subject was a middle-aged male who injured his legs while on the job. I had worked this case a couple of times prior. I knew the neighborhood setup. I knew the best places to sit, and I knew how to follow him out without getting burned. I also knew that he drove like a maniac once he got out of the neighborhood. I had lost him prior on mobile surveillance, so the pressure was on to make sure that I kept a visual on him at all times. He had a medical appointment that morning at a clinic not far from his house. It was literally less than 5 minutes away. After setting up, I observed his wife leave the house just as she had on past days of surveillance. Then a couple of hours later, about an hour before his medical appointment, I see him walking out of the front door. I get the video I need. He gets in his car, and the chase is on. After exiting the neighborhood, he gets on a major road and takes off. He's driving like 45 to 50 miles per hour in a 35. I keep up the best I can, knowing that there are plenty of stoplights ahead to help me out. In cases like this, I really keep a good eye out way in front of me so I know what lights are turning red and what lights are turning green. He goes a couple miles up the road and then pulls into a shopping center. Woo, I made it this far. He hops out of his car and heads into a grocery store. I grab my trusty covert camera and I head in on foot surveillance. I got tons of video of the subject inside the store, walking back to his car, putting his groceries in the car, and then entering his vehicle. I had stood in the parking lot with my covert camera to get all of this footage, as there was no place for me to park earlier where I could see his car from my car. And man, was the video good. He was walking fine, bending over fine, put a lot of groceries into his car with no problems, and entered his vehicle showing no signs of difficulty. Now, before I tell you what happened as he was driving away, go down and hit that thumbs up and hit that subscribe button to show your support for the PI Guy channel. He jumps into his car, then I have to make a mad dash for mine. I jump in and I throw it into reverse, and then I take off. He has a good head start on me. I see him approaching the red light at the shopping center exit, and then suddenly it turns green and away he goes. I'm still about 1,000 feet away and I have 3 cars in front of me. Everyone makes it through the light except the car in front of me and, of course, me. I sit there for what seemed like an eternity and watch my subject speed away. After the light turns green, I take off like an IndyCar racer. I can see him at a distance, way up there, about a half a mile, pulling away. I'm in and out of cars. I'm trying to close the gap. Then suddenly I see it. Red and white flashing lights about 3 blocks ahead of me. The cop has another car pulled over. Everyone is pulling off to the left lane, slowing me down, and I'm like, great, another obstacle. But I'm also very happy that it wasn't me getting pulled over. The last visual I had on my target, he was heading back in the general direction towards his residence, so I decided to just go there as quickly as I can. As I pull into the neighborhood, I'm able to grab a little bit of video of him as he carries the last few bags of groceries into his house. Ooh, saved in a nick of time. I found him and I got some more video. Shortly after this, he comes back out, jumps into his car, and away we go again. This time, I have the advantage since I know it is close to his appointment time. So when we get out of the neighborhood, I get in front of him, and I actually make it to the doctor's office before him. I love it when a plan comes together. I saw the same cop on the road with another car pulled over, and I say to myself, good thing that isn't you, John. I get my video of my subject when he arrives at the clinic, walking with a bit of a limp this time. Go figure. His medical lasts about an hour. Then he comes out, limps his way to his car, gets in, and then drives off, and away we go. He gets back on that same major road and heads back towards that same shopping center where he was at the grocery store. Again, driving at a high rate of speed, well over the speed limit. I had a tough time keeping up with him, folks. Again, the lights were in my favor, so I was able to successfully follow him to a pharmacy this time. He walked into the pharmacy with no limp. Go figure. Then he returns about 10 minutes later, and off we go again. He's heading back towards his house. Now, you won't believe what happened when he arrived back at his house. Go down below, hit that thumbs up, and hit that subscribe button really quick for me. Okay, he's about 3 cars in front of me and pulling away. I'm trying to keep up, but man, is it ever hard. There's a lot of traffic, and there's a lot of traffic lights. I know he has no groceries this time, so if he goes home, I need to be right on him if I'm going to get video at the residence. Then suddenly, boom, the next light turns red. The car in front of me hits his brakes, my target floors it, and makes it through the light, and there I sit. After the light turned green, I floor it. I start weaving in and I start weaving out of traffic. I see my subject up ahead about 3 blocks at a light. I know I have to make it if I'm going to get my video. I keep accelerating as I approach the light. I give a little more gas. I see I'm closing the gap. Now my subject is less than a block ahead of me. After getting through the light, I'm like, woo, I made it. Then the flashing lights and the siren. Whoops, I forgot something. That traffic cop sitting there on his motorcycle. Now surely he will give me a break, right? Right? I pull over, grab my camera, get a little bit of video of my subject's car pulling away, then roll down my window, get my stuff ready. As the officer approaches, I show him my PI license and inform him that I know I was speeding, but I'm on mobile surveillance following my subject as I point ahead. And then he says, now what do you think he said to me? Really quick, hit that thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for me. He looks me square in the eyes and he says, oh yeah, looks like he's getting away. And he wasn't the one going 45 and a 30. May I see your driver's license, registration, and proof of insurance, sir? As my heart sinks, I grab my documents and hand them over to the officer. But wait, the craziest part is still yet to come. I then notice I can see over into the subject's neighborhood over there from the road that I'm on. I grab my camera, step out of the car, maybe not the smartest thing to do. Then I said, officer, can I ask a quick favor? He stops, spins around and says, what? I said, my subject lives right over there. Can I go stand on the sidewalk and try to get some video? He says, sure. I couldn't believe it. I figured I would have been told to get back in my car. I think maybe because I had showed him my license and told him what I was doing, it helped me a bit. I was able to go about 20 feet and see my subject's residence and got some video of him. Lucky for me, he decided to do some things outside before going into the house. I got a few minutes of video, then I got my $200 ticket. He lowered it to 5 miles over the speed limit for me. Then I went and I finished my case. Okay, there you go, folks. Not one of my best moments to be sure, but we all learn from our mistakes and the mistakes of others. Hey, thanks for watching the PI Guy, tips, tricks, and advice for professional private investigators just like you. Go down below, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, show your support, and right here are 2 more videos just for you. And remember, folks, stay safe out there.